afternoon. Welcome everybody back to the Forest Acres Classic. I'll put some music on behind me. Got this game between Oceanside Collegiate and Airport, the Diamond Eagles as they're known. Thank you guys for joining in from wherever you are. My name is Alex Ross. I have been the man under the headset this whole tournament, and I am scrambling here. You can probably tell, it's been a lot of action with everything going on, including last night, which if you guys missed that, I mean, just go tune in and watch. It was something to behold. Game of the tournament, not even close. Well, David Ketterman will leave it off here for the Oceanside Collegiate Land Sharks. I am scrambling to get everything down on my roster, or my lineup card that they gave me. There was no lineup here for the visiting Airport. They had one, but they didn't have their position. So I'm still working through that, but Ketterman will leave it off for Oceanside. So this game matters a lot, actually, as I continue. That ball's hit hard over to left field. I think that's Hunter Epps over there who makes the catch for out number one. Well, two pitch, one out. Gonna have to give me 1 second here. It's the top of the first. Oceanside is the away team, Airport the home team. All right, that's Keisler over there, excuse me. And it is windy today. If y'all are missing, it did rain here in the Midlands, so field's a little wet, but the ground crew did a phenomenal job of calming this play down. For play as Ryan Free steps in. I'm just working on my lineups, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll start running that stream and running the score bugs in a minute. It's now 1-1 here against the right-handed Free. All right, that's Bryce Gillette on the mound for the Airport Diamond Eagles. He's behind, or now ahead, 1-2 in the count here against Free. First pitch was a fly out to Keisler in left field. Gillette, this will be his 8th appearance, first start of the season. Eighth appearance, first start of the season for these Diamond Eagles. Ketterman battles that one off, and it is still going to stay at 1-2 here with one down top of the first. Oceanside still has something to play for today. If they win, they will be playing tomorrow. Not everybody plays tomorrow. I know this is Oceanside's first ever time here in the Forest Acres Classic, but not every team gets to play tomorrow, at least this year. Good eye there from Free. The right-hander watches one go by for ball 2. This is the first year they're doing it. Usually I had everyone playing, but now they're doing just 3 games tomorrow as he lets that one opposite field for a base knock. Free floats it over the first baseman's head for a one-out single. And there's a runner aboard here against Gillette. I will bring in the third baseman, Caden Fergola. After him, it's number 4, Aiden Brusman. Right now, though, it's a righty on a righty. Again, Airport needs to win this one after they had what at the time was the game of the tournament. That one ripped past the shortstop, base knock. Fergola puts one into center, and there's now 2 on, 1 out, just like that. But before I was really interrupted, yesterday was the game of the tournament between Airport and River Bluff. That's before the nightcap hit with Flora and Miller. If you guys missed that, again, there's a game that I cannot describe in words, but if you want to hear it, I may say it later, barring how this game goes. It was one to behold. It had everything you could want and more in the controversial game between the Mavericks and the Falcons. Well, there's 2 on, 1 out here for Oceanside. That ball lifted into left field. Brusman going over is Keisler. No, the center fielder Harrelson cuts him off and makes the play for out number 2. Well, the runners hold, so first pitch swinging, Brusman flies out to center, and then we'll bring up the shortstop, Charlie Johnson.
Up next, number 27, Charlie Johnson.
Airport is in their blue and white, the beautiful pinstripes. Oceanside in the all blacks here. The visitors from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, looking for their first win in Forest Acres Classic history. Airport trying to prevent it. That first pitch fouled off as a right-hander on the mound. Gives him an inside changeup. Oceanside Collegiate. This is the first time they've made the trip up here to Forest Acres to play in the Classic. Airport, this is the third time in the last 2 years they played, as well as once in 2014. That one catches the outside part of the zone against the right-handed hitter. It's 0-2. And with all the rain and all the moving through the Midlands, it is a bit windy here. We'll have to see what happens with every single fly ball. It's coming hard in from center field right now. Right now, Gillette wants to get out of it. It's 0-2. He'll deal home. The curveball swinging strike 3, and Gillette has a punch out. He allows 2 hits to board, gets a punch out, and the Airport leaves the man at first. The Land Sharks will go into the field, and the Eagles will look to try to draw first blood here in day number 3 of the Forest Acres Classic. Welcome back here to the Forest Acres Classic. The bottom of the first set to begin. Airport will now come up to bat in a win. They have to win or else they don't play tomorrow. Well, the loser of this game not looking good to play tomorrow. Oceanside hasn't won a game yet. That first pitch beat into the dirt and foul. Designated hitter to land in Jeffcoat, the first player at the dish. Right-hander for Airport. He'll take on the southpaw Jake Klein. So unfortunately, Oceanside did the annoying thing of taking their stats from public eye. So it means I don't actually have the stats on the mound and or the field. I have the regular ones, so coming into the tournament, but I don't have what they are. Mainly batting average is going to be affected for me. So if you're wondering what Klein's at total, he hasn't thrown a pitch yet in this tournament, so his stats are up and good for me. Unfortunately, though, if you're wanting some batting averages for the Land Sharks, I have what they are this tournament. I do not have what they are in total, because unfortunately I don't know how many plate appearances they had. It's unfortunate, but we rock and roll with it. Klein, the southpaw, is ahead 0-2 against the right-handed designated hitter. He throws the curveball outside for ball 1. Well, we're in the bottom of the first. Klein, he is one of the regular starters here for the Land Sharks. He's given up 4 earned runs over 10 innings. He's in his first at work. The first pitch, well, the third pitch, up the middle, base knock. Oh, diving play. Hamilton on the backhand throws that one towards the Airport bench. Or the dugout. Did it roll through? Yes, it did. Scott Henry couldn't get a glove on it, and that's a massive blunder. I think it would have been a single nonetheless. That's where they're going to rule it. But just like that, they have a man in scoring position with nobody out. Hunter Epps will come back up for the Diamond Eagles. Well, just like that, we are coming now live in the Forest Acres Classic. A man on second here for the 16-2 Airport Eagles. Suffered their second loss of the season against what was a phenomenal River Bluff outing yesterday. Klein throws, bunt attempt, way outside for ball 1. So Jeffcoat over at second. Man does have some speed. He leads off here for the Eagles. If I can flip my pages of notes, Jeffcoat has 11 stolen bases, which leads Airport. That ball's foul. No movement there from anybody, as Jeffcoat has to go back to the bag no matter what. It's 1-1 the count. Well, Jeffcoat leading his team with 11 stolen bases. Excuse me, no, he's not. Shane Hanna, no. Hunter Epps leads it with 14, but he is closely behind in second. Just assumed he did. Can't ever assume here. A 1-1 Klein in his first outing of work. Swinging strike two. Fooled him with a curveball. The right-hander swung at one now. Almost hit him, and now it's 1-2 here. At the dish, Hunter Epps. So far this tournament is 1 for 8. Now as he swings through a 1-2 fastball, 4 strike 3, and that's a strikeout for Klein, his first of his outing.
Now batting number 8, Cam Atkins.
Now we'll bring up Cam Atkins to the dish. Atkins comes in today hitting .407 after his 0 for 3 performance against the Gators yesterday. Again, one of the games of the tournament, and was game number 2 that classified. Unfortunately for them, was overshadowed by the phenomenal nightcap that had about everything you can ask for. Klein will pick back at second. Jeffcoat slides back in safely. Well, quickly, I do have the Oceanside lineup. So it's Klein on the mound, Scott Henry behind the dish. First base is Brusman, second base Hamilton, at shortstop Charlie Johnson. Third is Caden Fregola. Left, Ryan Free. Center, David Kitterman, and right is Kennedy. That pitch right in there for strike number 1. Watch it go by the right-handed hitter. Wind, again, has been a factor so far, so we'll have to see how that affects every single fly ball. So far, they've been lineouts. 0-1 the pitch. Curveball just missed outside from the southpaw. It's 1-1. So today's, if you didn't get the memo yesterday and today, these games are 5-inning games today. They started at 2 from the rain. They can end in tie. The run rule is 8 after 4 innings. So, all of that being said, we're playing some baseball today. With the conclusion of this game, you can even hear the wind kicking up right now. But with the conclusion of this game, the next game will start 30 minutes after this one, and we'll go from there. Slate of games, this first one. Next game is Miller and Brooklyn Casey, followed by River Bluff and Dorman. And then the nightcap, Flora and Dutch Fork. That ball lifted in the center. Kinderman has a read on it, and he'll make the play for out number 2. After the leadoff single that turned into a man on second. There's now 2 down here in the bottom of the first. He'll bring up the 4-hole hitter, Shane Hanna. Shane Hanna wowed the tournament back a couple of days ago when he made the amazing throw to gun out a man at third from right field. Hanna had the best day at the plate there for Airport, though, with 3 for 3. He can do it all. As he watched the first pitch ball inside. The right-hander at the plate leads now 1-0. So Klein, he started 3 other games so far. He's yet to lose here on the mound for Oceanside this year. Playing the best team he's played all year, though, in Airport. The curveball, that ball lifted over to the shortstop on the line, and Charlie Johnson will come over off his position and make the play for out 3. So Airport leaves a leadoff single stranded at second. They are scoreless going into the second inning. Oceanside looking for win number 1 here in the Forest Acres Classic. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here to Falcon Field here for the Forest Acres Classic. It's day 3 here in the Midlands. After the rain, it's now a partly cloudy day with the sun-high sky in the air. Bryce Gillette returns for more action, and Oceanside's back up with a scoreless game here in the top of the second. First pitch in there for strike number 1 against the right-hander at the plate, Jake DiMartino. Gillette gave up 2 hits but left them both stranded in the top of the first. Oceanside looking to push their first run across today. That ball inside, and DiMartino backs off the plate. It's 1-1 here. So I'll quickly get into the situation for today. How it works is a lot that can happen, including Airport. This team can finish anywhere in the vicinity of first and or fourth in their side of the bracket. It's now 1-2, the foul ball. So here we go. Airport, with a win today, would lock up at least a spot tomorrow. However, they are now going to be intentionally watching the next game. Swinging strike 3, the curveball. Fool DiMartino. It's out number 1 here to begin the second. So what do I mean? Well, Airport needs to win no matter what if they want a shot to finish first. Then they are big Dorman fans. Dorman plays River Bluff there in the third game of 4 today here in Forest Acres. If Dorman were to win, then this whole side of the bracket really gets thrown up in a mess. The tiebreaker is runs allowed. Oceanside cannot finish in first, but Airport only giving up a total of, I think it's 6 runs this tournament. Swinging strike 1 there. He's behind 0-2. So with a Dorman win and a Airport win, everyone would be tied at 2-1. Dorman, Airport, River Bluff. It would then turn over to how those games finish. Ball 1 outside against DiMartino. It would then turn to how these games end up. So again, it would just depend on the games, but Airport can finish anywhere from swinging strike 3, and Gillette has back-to-back strikeouts here to begin the second.
Up next, number 43, Carson Hamilton.
So to put it bluntly, Airport, with a loss today, would finish in last in the tournament. So they could finish anywhere from first into fourth. Oceanside can only finish either third and or fourth this game, with the loss to Dorman on Monday. That's balls outside against the right-handed hitter Hamilton, who steps in for the first time, I think, this whole tournament. No, he actually played yesterday. Excuse me, I lied. Well, 1-0 to him. Swinging strike 1. Kennerman blew on by him. It's like a changeup that fooled him. Hamilton went 0 for 2 yesterday in the loss to Dorman. They dropped the game 1 of the Forest Acres Classic on day 2. Strike number 2. Hamilton watches 1 paint the outside part of the zone. I think they lost that one 4-1 after 2 homers from Mitch Wilson, the UNC commit, bang behind the dish for the Cavaliers. Gillette ahead 1-2. The pitch home right down Broadway. Hamilton slipped in the dirt. Again, it was a bit wet on the diamond. Everything looks all right except that home place where everyone keeps standing and blocking the sunlight. Well, we are scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Gillette strikes out the side for the Diamond Eagles. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction for the bottom. To the bottom second we go here at Falcon Field. It's day 3 of the Forest Acres Classic. This game decides a lot here in the region. It is the Diamond Eagles and the Land Sharks of Oceanside Collegiate both doing battle here today at Falcon Field. It's now time for the bottom of the second in the scoreless game. We're glad you can join us here on Definite Fiction. Should be a fun rest of the day. Again, games are a bit different today. How it works here is, well, simply put, there are 5-inning games. The games can end at a tie, and the run rule is 3 after 4. Or 8 after 4. I don't know why I said 3. That's a first pitch strike looking into the left-hander Harrelson, and we are underway here. Back on the bump is Jake Klein, who pitched the scoreless bottom of the first. He throws strike 2 on the outside corner against the lefty. This first southpaw versus southpaw matchup here of the second. The wind has been a factor all day. It's probably going to be a factor in the morning. That ball skied into right field. Going over, that's Canada. Now it's going to be the center fielder Kennerman calling him off, and he makes the play for out number 1. A lot of paperweights for me today, but we'll be all right. There's one down here in the bottom of the second, and that will bring up Bryce Jackson, the catcher. The senior went 0 for 1 yesterday in the loss to the Gators of River Bluff. He did get on base via the walk, looking to try to start something here in the second and improve on the Eagles' 1 hit. First pitch from Klein to him, fouled back. So Oceanside kind of started this tournament off with a little bit of a whimper. They drew River Bluff in the first game and got run ruled 12-0. The Gators had a hit barrage, swinging strike 2. That ball fouled back into the glove. As River Bluff hit about everything that Oceanside put in front of them and more, including 3 homers and 1 crashing one from Bo Hollins and 2 grand slams. That curveball, strike 3, looking Klein, looking solid on the mound. Got his second K of the day. And there's now 2 gone in the bottom of the second.
Up next, number 10, Graham Whittle.
Well, we will talk about it since these games can end in ties. This now quickly becomes a must-win game for Oceanside because they cannot tie here against the Eagles. A tie means they lose. They have to win. Airport would love a tie, though. That ball behind the former pitcher Graham Whittle. He's getting the start at third base today. The right-hander for Airport, he had a beautiful start with a 7-inning complete game win over the Cavaliers, giving up 4 hits and 0 earned runs. He's now playing third base today, where he's 0-3 at the dish from yesterday. Next pitch to him, just outside, ball 2. Klein is, for the first time, actually kind of behind a batter here today. The southpaw, he'll deal right to the second baseman. That ball on the line. Nice play by Hamilton. He fields it, throws it over to first to Brusman for out number 3. Hamilton helps his pitcher out. Klein will tip his cap. And there's a back-to-back scoreless frames here in the second. We will head to the third. This game only a 5-inning game. I'm going to put some music behind me, and we're going to talk about our 2 sponsors for this entire tournament. I'm going to quickly change everything over before I forget. And the first one up, we got the Big Red Box Company. They are a dumpster and container company here that operates in the Midlands of South Carolina. What they do, they'll bring a container and or a dumpster, you fill it up, and they'll take it away. It's as easy as that. It's quick, it's efficient, it's easy, and I mean, everybody loves it. We run by our good friend from here, Coach Chris Dorsey. Go hit them up. The number on your screen, 803-783-6834, or go to www.bigreddogsdumpstercompany.com and sign up for their services. Well, Coach Dorsey, I call him Coach, he runs the Legion 215 team. Yeah, so the whole state has a Legion ball. It's a great way to play some summer baseball and stay in shape getting ready for the year. Has some of the best competition around in the state, including some recent high school graduates, as well as some of the best high scores coming back. Excuse me, couldn't find the words there. Great competition, free baseball. Why wouldn't you want to play it? Go scan that QR code and sign up for your Legion there, or follow the Monarchs at the Twitter handle, Monarchs803. That will lead us right into the second inning as the wind continues to hound in and make my life miserable back here. Bryce Gillette, the right-hander, back on the bump for more. He'll get a left-handed hitter to start it off, as Scott Henry, the last batter in this Oceanside lineup here. After that, the order will turn back over to the center fielder, Kitterman. Well, Scott Henry went 0 for 1 yesterday in the loss to the Cavaliers. Brings him down to 5-17 on the year as he watches ball 1 stay outside. Again, Oceanside needs the win today. Airport can survive with a tie. It's 1-0. The pitch outside, ball 2. And the next game, a game that virtually, unfortunately, means nothing in this field. It's Brooke and Casey and Miller. Ball's outside, ball 3, and Gillette's throwing 3 straight outside against the left-handed hitter. The path the first opens up for the catcher, Henry. The catcher, Henry. Combine those 2 words right there. The right-hander, he'll deal, ball, strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. That one he found the zone. Again, there's some rain here in the Midlands, that's why the field looks a little damp. Should be a good outing, though. That ball outside, ball 4, and he walks him on 5. Well, leadoff runner is aboard for the first time here for the Land Sharks.
Up next, number 1, David Ketterman.
David Ketterman, the top of the order center fielder, will come back up here for the Land Sharks. Glad I'm back too, Pamela. Sorry, I just pulled up the stream making sure we're all right. It's good to be back here. Jeff, my main man, he runs the camera and everything. That ball slapped on the ground towards first. It's going to be just foul over there. Atkins didn't field it in time. I'm glad to be back, though. I had some class yesterday, so unfortunately I wasn't able to make these set of games, or at least the first 2. I was able to join for the side of my bracket because I do call games for AC Florida if you would like to tune in and hear more of me. But yeah, so I had to go to class. I do have to unfortunately do that. I do have tomorrow off, so if y'all are playing, I will be here for all 3 of those games. But yeah, so here for the nightcap again. If y'all missed that, go watch it. I mean, there's no words I have to describe it other than an all-time classic. I mean, quickly running through it, it was a 7-4 win to Miller in 11 innings. Yeah, you heard me right, 11 innings. There was a home run called back. There was a home run called off the board because the man didn't touch first. Controversy from both sides and a lot of animated pitching. That ball is slapped fouled on the left field line. It will go out of play, and Ketterman is behind 0-2. So that's where I was yesterday, and that's all that happened. I did miss the Oceanside game and the Airport game. If you also missed the Airport game, go watch that. That was a tough ending here for the Eagles. That was a ball, I don't know what it hit, but I think Lou Berjak said it best for the state. It hit a trampoline, had a bad hop on Airport, and they ended up losing that game 4-3. Meaning River Bluff's path to the championship game for tomorrow opens up with a very clear one. Means all they have to do is beat Dorman, and they are there. Airport, on the other hand, has to win this game if they want to play tomorrow. 0-2 against the left-handed hitter. That ball slapped, going, slicing over to left field. Keisler has a read on it. He'll make the play for out number 1. Henry will retreat to first without much of a play, and there's one down here in the top of the 3rd.
Now batting number 7,
Ryan Free has one of the 2 Airport hits, or Oceanside hits, excuse me, here today. Free, he singled back in the first, but was left stranded on second after Gillette lined out and struck out to leave them both on base. First pitch from Gillette to Free is outside, righty on righty for ball 1. But yeah, the 11-inning game went all the way to 11:50 last night. Me and Jeff were here for 4 or close to 4 hours. I was here longer, obviously, but for that game we were. That ball is pumped up to the first base side. Cam Atkins barely has to move, and he'll step right behind the bag for out number 2. Free just missed it, and there's now 2 gone in the 3rd.
Now batting number 2, Caden Fagola.
So Caden Fragola here, the last chance for the Land Sharks in the top of the 3rd. Fragola also had the other of the 2 hits for Oceanside Collegiate back in the 1st. Now they're going to have a pitch runner. They're what's Henry going to run for a little bit, but they'll turn it over here for Oceanside Collegiate. And that's number 12 who's running over to first base. That is Alexander Merritt. He has 3 stolen bases this year, so no slouch when they're trading Scott for Alexander. They actually add some more speed. He has 3 on the early season. That ball is low down Broadway for strike 1, and you can see Fragola asking, I thought it missed. Home plate umpire said no, it did not. Right-hander on right-hander. Gillette trying to work a scoreless third. Slider just misses outside in the left-handed batter's box. It's 1-1. Well, Oceanside Collegiate, the second longest team here. They travel all the way from Mount Pleasant, just over 2 hours of a drive. They just trailed a Miller in the length traveled here, and that's a shot left field from Fergola. Down the left field line, looking up. That ball's off the base of the wall. Keisler has to look at it. You're going to get the windmill nose holding up. It's going to be the pitcher runner Merritt at third. Fergola with a 2-out double makes her an instant threat here to the Airport Eagles. That ball looked like it had a chance to get out. Keisler had to go all the way to the wall before it just bounced short of it. And Fergola looking solid here. He's now 2 for 2 today.
Now batting number 4, Aiden Bruce.
Well, it gives Aiden Bruisman a chance to bring some people home. Aiden, one of the players that played for Coach Howard's run Upstate Mavs. The Mavericks were a team run by Coach Howard. It's one of these fall ball teams. They sponsored AC Flora back in the fall with football. The right-hander on at the plate takes one, looking for strike one. It was low in the zone. Bruisman went 2 for 3 yesterday with 1 strikeout in the loss to Dorman. One of the bright spots here for this Oceanside team that hasn't brought their best stuff so far to the Classic. That one's low for ball 1. However, they can all make up for that. With a win today, it means they would play tomorrow. It's 1-1 the count here. 2 gone in the top of the third. Runners at second and third. However, Bruisman watches a curveball slot in for strike 2. So the right-hander is 1 pitch to get out of the inning. Gillette yet to allow a run in his 7th appearances, but this is his first start. The junior doesn't work far in the games. We'll see here. 1-2. That ball softly hit to the right side. Clemens, the second baseman, makes over, mishandles it. He has to make the quick throw to first. Not in time. Now the runner at third caught off the bag. Fergola gets back in safely. And Oceanside draws first blood here off an error from Clemens. How about that for some theatrics? An error leads to our first run of the game, and the Land Sharks grabbed the 1-0 lead. If I'm not mistaken, I think they actually did lose. It was like 4-2. But they have not led yet in this tournament. So Oceanside has its first lead. 2 gone here in the top of the third. Looking for more now is Charlie Johnson. Gillette, he'll deal home to the righty. That ball is skied foul, going over the first baseman Atkins, but that ball will reach out of play toward the Miller Mavericks. You got to know they're tired after that all-night affair yesterday. Got to the field around 6, 7 o'clock. It didn't leave till after midnight. Luckily, they have nothing to play for today, unlike our own Falcons, who will be glutton for more punishment as they host Dutch Fork in the nightcap today. 0-1 the pitch. Slider just missed outside. Didn't miss by much against the right-handed shortstop. Bring it to 1-1. Well, this is Charlie Johnson's second time up today. Charlie ended the first with a strikeout. Looking to put one in play here as that ball is in play over to the third base side. Whittle will field it in the infield grass. Throws a long throw to first. Did he get the bag? Yeah, he did. Atkins stayed on and ends the Oceanside threat, but not before the Land Sharks push across a run. It was a grounder to second where the second baseman Clemens couldn't handle it. So the Land Sharks have their first lead of the Forest Acres Classic. They'll go back up to the second and the third, looking to hold it. Welcome back here. We're set to begin the bottom of the third inning. Well, I'm thinking over. I was a little wrong. Airport can survive a loss today. However, it will turn over to whatever Dorman does. If Dorman wins, they lose. If Dorman loses, and it's a three-way tie where Oceanside Collegiate would most likely lose that game since they gave up 12 to River Bluff. Klein back out there for more punishment here. He's trying to keep the Eagles off the board again. That ball skied into center field going over Ketterman. That ball's going over to right with all the wind, and it will be made by the second baseman Hamilton. How about that one? 2 pitches, 1 out. Or 1 pitch, 1 out. The wind is, again, being a factor here as I think that ball got batted down. It's coming hard in from center field. And you can hear my papers getting rustled around in the wind. Oceanside Collegiate coming in today was coming into this tournament was one of the hottest teams. They'd won their last 5 games and outscoring opponents by over 70. That ball is a strike 1. It was a bunted foul back into the glove. However, this tournament has not gone well for the Land Sharks. They've dropped 2 straight here against River Bluff and Dorman. Now Klein. The lefty will deal home to the righty and hit him. It's a 9-hole Keisler. That is the second runner aboard. First time since the first batter of the first inning for Klein. Well, there's 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Land Sharks pushed 1 across off the air last inning. Now the Diamond Eagles looking to push their first runner aboard, and they hit the top of the order. It's Landon Jeffcoat. Jeffcoat has the only hit for the Eagles today. He singled back in the first, but was left stranded at second after the error on the throw. Allowed him to go. He shows bunt that ball way outside. Klein throws one almost to the backstop. Nice play there from Scott Henry to keep it in front. It's going to be 1-0 here against the leadoff hitter for the Eagles. On deck is the shortstop Hunter Epps if it does get that far. Third baseman now crashing down. That's Fergola. He pulls back his bunt. He'll hit. Hot shot. Fits past Fergola. And now it's going to be on the move to first to third. Keisler, he'll stop in the way. The ball goes back into second. Not in time. So, great piece of hitting from Jeffcoat. He showed bunt. And then when he pulled it back, it made it hard for Fergola to catch that one. That ball came in hot. And unfortunately, it went past Fergola, who was playing pretty much way on the infield grass. However, Oceanside does catch a break. That ball is hit so hard as Keisler couldn't move from first to third. And now Hunter Epps will come up looking for the first run of the Airport game. That ball high, ball 1 as the first baseman now, Brusman, crashes down, looking to get that lead runner at third, it seems. West Fergola is covering. Well, back in the first inning, Hunter Epps struck out for the 22nd time this year. He leads his team, and I think he leads the whole tournament if I'm not mistaken with strikeouts. Now coming home, he shows bunting in. That ball popped in the air right at the third baseman, Fergola. He has to come off and field it. Throw to third. He got him out. Nice throw from Fergola, the Airport side. Not happy with it. And now there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the third, but the runners do advance. So some inopportune fielding positions there from Fergola. The last time he crashed, that ball got hit right at him. That time he stayed back, the ball gets popped right at him. And now there's some argument over here from the Airport side, and the umpires are going to come over and try to figure out if he did beat it out. Well, no matter what, there's runners on second and third. There's going to be 2 gone in the inning, barring they change it. Head coach came out, Casey Bradwell, the third base coach also, and he's now coming over and to no avail. So there will be 2 down and 2 outs. 2 outs, 2 on. I was trying to say. Then we'll bring up Cam Atkins, the first baseman. Atkins flew out to the center fielder back in the first inning. He is only 1 for 5 coming into the day, now 1 for 6. First pitch curveball from the lefty, just misses outside. It's ball 1. The right-handed Atkins looking to try to get pushed 2 across and give Airport the lead here in the third. Klein pitches to him. That curveball finds the zone. Beautifully thrown from Klein. Strike 1. It's now 1 in, 1, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. 2 on, in scoring position. Atkins watches one go, ball 2. A fastball that didn't catch the zone outside. Lefty, he'll wind, he'll deal home. The pitch, skied in the right center field, going over Kennedy. He has a read on it toward the warning track, and he'll make the play just shy of the wall. Klein gets into trouble after a couple inopportune fielding spots from his third baseman Fragola. Not his doing, but Oceanside limits the damage to 0, and they get out of the inning. They have a 1-0 lead. We're going to 4 in this 5-inning game. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back to the 19th Annual Forest Acres Classic. It's day 3 here in the Midlands in this 5-inning game, and now Airport. Quick, it looks like they're messing around. Atkins, I'm not sure what's going on. So it looks like out of pretty much nowhere, there's going to be a couple of changes here for Airport. Going to give me a second while I make them. Bryce Gillette's back on the mound here for the Diamond Eagles. So Miller Harrelson will come all the way to first. I mean, this is going to give me a second, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. So Miller Harrelson will come into first. Cam Atkins looks like he's going off. I'm going to have to pull up Game Changer here and see what Airport just all did, because I didn't even catch it all. So Harrelson comes at first. Keisler goes to center. They're going to move Shane Hanna to left, and they'll bring in a new player in right. Well, someone that has not appeared in the tournament. That is Butts. First pitch, inside, ball 1. In right field is Daniel Butts. So, wow, Airport just making a lot of changes there, right, to screw me over. Here, first pitch. Now swinging line, shot left, hit, base hit for Charlie Johnson. Leadoff runner is aboard for the Land Sharks. Going to give me 1 second here while I update my little spotting chart right here. I'm not sure how this will affect the Airport lineup, so we'll have to wait and see how many of those were just courtesy or anything. Well, Andrew Palmer went out bat in the spot of Jake Martino. Palmer been one of the best players for the Land Sharks. You watch a strike 1 go by right down Broadway. Palmer, the right-hander, facing Bryce Gillette here for the first time. That was Gillette's 5th hit he's allowed today. First pitch over opposite field. Hitting gets, no, does it get through the hole? No, Clemens cuts it off at the first to play. He's safe at first. He beat it out. And immediately, the Airport coach is going to come and talk. We saw a play last inning where he didn't beat it out. I think he's about to argue that's the same exact thing. And he is livid. Head coach Casey Bradwell arguing for his team. And these referees been in glutton for punishment here these last couple days. Last night, the Miller side were giving them an earful after all that pandemonium that went down in the 5th and 7th innings. Well, whatever happens, there's 2 on and nobody out here. He's going to stay safe. So after the pitch hit there from Andrew Palmer, it'll bring up Noah Kennedy.
Let's go, Karsten!
Or no, excuse me. So DiMartino singled Palmer, and that's a bunt straight in the air right at Gillette, and nobody out. So Andrew hit in for Kennedy. Excuse me, I'm so wrong on that one. I apologize to everyone down low. So Carson popped up to the pitcher after the sacrifice bunt doesn't work, and as of right there, there's one down. Scott Henry, now the catcher, will come back up here with 2 on and 1 out. Oceanside Collegiate holding that 1-0 lead after a run crossed off the air from Airport. Gillette on the mound. He's working the longest he's worked all year. So this tournament will do to you when there's no pitching left. So Gillette trying to get through this 5-inning game. Well, there is also in attendance, there's a couple of very notable people here. Head coach Mark Kingston for the South Carolina Gamecocks in attendance watching this tournament. That ball bunted down the third baseline and foul. Looks like Whittle at third base didn't make an attempt to come in and try to stop it, so he may be staying back here. There's 1 out, 2 on, 1-0 lead for the Land Sharks. They need a win to have a chance to stay alive for tomorrow. They also need a Dorman win if they want any shot to play. Now that ball in the center field going over is Keisler. A new center fielder, played in left. He'll make the play for out number 2. So Keisler moves from left to center, breaks the first play he has a chance to. And there's 2 down for the top of the order now for the Land Sharks. David Ketterman will come back up here trying to put some more across. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts to the outfield. He's flying out 2 left and right. We'll see if he tries to change his fortunes as Airport's going to come in now in the left field. That's Shane Hanna. He's used to playing right. Now he's playing left. That Miller Harrelson came to first. That pitch hard hit on the right side. Clemens dive, can't make the play. It goes into right field. Windmill on, coming around third, and DiMartino will score. That ball is misplayed in right after both fielders weren't ready for it. So it's going to be a double for Ketterman, an RBI double at that. And the Land Sharks stretch the lead. It's now 2-0. That was ruled a hit here at Falcon Field, so that is an earned run going against Gillette. The first earned run he's allowed all year. Ketterman does the job, puts one where the defense is not. Clemens had to make, it was a tough play from Clemens. He dove and just couldn't glove it. So the Land Sharks lead 2-0 now. For number 2 in the game, Ryan Free. First pitch, the righty throws way inside, ball 1, and Free watches it. Well, Ryan singled back in the first, but he popped out in the third. He's looking for another base hit that would push a couple more across and give some much-needed insurance for Oceanside Collegiate. The 1-0, that ball skied into center field. Kaiser's going to go over to his left. Long run, that ball finds the gap and kept slicing, base knock. He's running to second for Gola. That ball, no tag. In the shortstop, Hunter Epps, if he had the tag, it would have been before the run came across. Instead, it was a 2 RBI double for Free. And the Land Sharks have come alive here in game number 3 of the Forest Acres Classic. All of this with 2 outs. Ketterman RBI single for, or I guess it was a double rather. Free with an RBI double, and the Land Sharks now lead it 4-0 here for the right-handed Fragola. He picks off at second. Hunter Epps behind the dish, and he gets in front. There is some action over there in the Airport bullpen. Again, this is Little's Gillette's longest time he's been in the game this year. He did pitch yesterday against River Bluff, got 1 out. He's on the mound today and giving up 3 runs as the strike goes right down Broadway against Fragola. There's now been 8 hits for the Land Sharks. They've scored 3 or 4 runs on them. Also came across on an air. Now he looks back. There's no one covering though. As Free will slot back in safely. Well, Fragola has been one of the hottest hitters at the plate today. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Looking for some more punishment. It's 0-1, 2 down here. That ball's way outside for ball 1. It's righty on righty here. As Airport has again a man working in the bullpen. Have a couple throwing behind the dugout too. This is what it will do to you though. Pitching is shot for both sides. Oceanside luckily has Klein for them. That ball strike too in the inside part of the plate. Fragola is not happy he took that one. But Oceanside has 3 regular starters they use, which is more than a lot of these teams can say. Both the teams tonight, though, Dutch Fork and Flora will have one. That ball is a bloop single or bloop hit out the center. Going back is Epps to shortstop. He'll make the play for out number 3, but not before the Oceanside Collegiate Land Sharks put 3 across. Their offense has come alive here in the last 2 innings. They lead the Diamond Eagles 4-0, and Airport really needs a win, but Oceanside needs it more. We'll see who can grab it going to the bottom of the 4th. Well, Airport, after a good top of the inning from the Land Sharks, now trail by 4. A couple of calls have not gone their way over at first. We'll see if they can get a couple runs back here. It's going to be 4, 5, and 6 as Shane Hanna, the right-handed left fielder now, he started the game in right, will dig in. Hanna back in the first inning, lined out to the second baseman, or the shortstop to end the inning. Now he takes strike 1 right down Broadway. Lefty on righty. Klein deals home that pitch. Hard hit over to second base. Hamilton has it on the pop. He'll go over to first for out number 1. So 1 batter, 1 out. And Hamilton is retired.
Now batting number 12, Miller Harrelson.
Miller Harrelson, he'll try to get something going here for the Eagles. They chasing 4, and Harrelson needing to put some stuff together. He flew out back to the center fielder in the second inning to lead it off. First pitch, the curveball, beautifully planted by the left-handed Klein on the outside part for strike number 1. Klein has looked brilliant today, only allowing 2 hits. He has 2 strikeouts, but the field behind him has been solid. That pitch, that one skied in the infield over to the left-hand side. The shortstop, Charlie Johnson, calling everybody off. Even the left fielder, and he'll make the play for out number 2. We're working quickly through this bottom of the 4th, something that Airport does not want to see. Gillette's probably not going to go back out there for the next inning. But, I mean, right now, you got to do something. And Airport just can't find any offense here against the lefty on the mound, who looking sharp. Well, it's Bryce Jackson here. This is the catcher, right-hander. He'll watch strike 1, or the first pitch be high for ball 1. That was a little close to the strike zone, but they call it a ball nonetheless. Whoa, it's 1-0. Airport needing some life here. They only have 2 hits in the game. The lefter on the mound, been phenomenal if I haven't said it enough, and that shows you why. That curveball beautifully painted on the outside part of the zone for strike 1. Klein's only around 4 hits over 10 innings, and win against Somerville, he went 3 innings and no hits, 3 earned runs though. That ball slapped over to second. Hamilton has it yet again. He'll flip it to first, and it's a quick 3 up, 3 down. And it can't be that long of a pitch of an inning. I mean, Klein's only at 42 this game. He looks phenomenal. And we'll go to the last inning again in this game that's going to be of shorthand just because of the rain. Unfortunately, the weather did not favor us here today, and you saw it started raining up around noon as well. So I'm gonna put this game on pause, and we're going to talk about our sponsors today. It looks like a new pitcher is going to be coming out for the Eagles. I'll tell you all about him in a second. Well, first of all, that's the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. The Dumpster Company is a dumpster and containment company run here in the Midlands. What they'll do is they'll take that dumpster and or container to you. You'll fill it up. They'll take it away. It's simple. It's easy. It's free. Not free. Niche. I keep saying free. It's not free. It's not free. It's a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, but it's affordable. And it is efficient. That's what I'm trying to get out. So do it. Hit up Chris Dorsey. Hit that number on the screen, 803-783-6834. Affordable Dumpster Company. Who doesn't love that? as well as the Richland 215. They're in a Legion team, operates here in the Midlands, but why should you play Legion ball wherever you're from here in the state? 2 reasons. Well, it's free, and there's some great competition. Some of the best recent high school graduates will go out and play Legion, as well as some of the best high school players who are going to come back next year will play. There's great players on both sides, including the former Airport Eagle, Corbin Wright, who played against my 215 last summer. So go hit that QR code and follow the Monarchs at Monarchs 803 to hit that and go play some Legion ball. Well, it's going to be a new pitcher on the mound here. Let's get off the screen for you for the Diamond Eagles. It's number 13. I'll get you that number when I get a chance. It's been all over the place here for Airport. Not done any help. That is going to be Cash Epps, his first time in the tournament. He finishes his day off, goes 4 innings pitch, gives up 3 runs off of 8 hits. Wind continues to be a factor here today, as I can finally turn that music off, and we'll begin the top of the 5th, which could be our final, will be our final inning. There is no way this game plays into the 6th because these games can end in a tie. So, Airport can either win it or tie it. That ball shot down the left field line, foul ball. Oceanside grabbed the 4-0 lead. They have scored 1 back in the 3rd off of an error. And then they scored 3 on a couple of hits. A couple of not plays that just didn't go the way of the Eagles. Next pitch skied in the right field. Going over his butts, who will go back. Now it's a misread at that wind, knocking it down, but he makes the play. A basket catch for out number 1. Jeez, the pollen's not helping me out at all. My voice, it's getting better, but it's still very not fun to talk. Well, that is out number 1 here on the top of the 5th. So it looks like Bryce Gillette stays in the game at 3rd.
Now batting number 27, Charlie Johnson.
And Graham Whittle moved to 2nd. Well, Thompson, who ended the 3rd inning, will now start the 4th here for the Land Sharks. He's 0 for 1 today. Ooh, watches 1 go by, strike 1. Strike 2, excuse me, I missed a pitch. He's actually 0 for 2. I did not see what happened in this first at-bat. I didn't run on my scorecard. Probably was talking about our sponsors. It's now 0-2 from the right-hander Epps, who leaves a curveball just high. It's righty on righty. Cash Epps in his first appearance since Clinton game. He pitched 1 in a 3rd inning, had no earned runs off of no hits. The 1-2, that ball beaten to the ground left side. Going to be a tough play. Gillette on the mound now. That 3rd makes the throw to 1st. Miller Harrelson with the stretch. It's 2 gone here. Nice play from Gillette. That ball was not an easy spot. He had to come in quickly, field it on the hop, and make the throw to 1st.
Now batting number 55, Jake DiMartino.
So Jake DiMartino will be the last batter here, potentially in the inning for Oceanside. He's looking to extend the inning. Martino led off the 4th inning with a single, and he came around and scored. First pitch from Epps on the mound, right down Broadway for strike number 1. DiMartino's been solid in this tournament, 1 for 4 coming in today. Now he's 2 for 5. That curveball, beautiful, just inside the ball 1. It's a gorgeous curveball thrown by Epps. Epps is the freshman who hasn't gotten much action for the Diamond Eagles this year. It's 1-1 the pitch, fouled back by DiMartino, and it's now 1-2. Well, again, Oceanside needs to win today, and then needs to tune in at about 6 o'clock to watch Dorman and River Bluff and hope for a Cavalier win. Airport just needs a win or a tie. That ball right back to the pitcher Epps, who comes off the mound. He'll glove it, flip it to Harrelson for out number 3, and the side is retired. Well, Epps comes in, pitches a scoreless top of the 5th. So in a game that can end in a tie, I might add, we're going to the 5th. They're 4 to need the tie and or 5 to win for the Diamond Eagles. We'll see if they can get it right back on here on Definite Fiction. Well, one final chance for the Airport Eagles. They're chasing 4 here as we set to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. They're going to try to break through Jake Klein, who's been the best player for this Oceanside team this whole tournament, it seems. On the mound, he's pitched 4 scoreless innings, only 2 hits for Klein with a pair of strikeouts as well. The left-hander on the mound will get 7, 8, and 9 here against Airport. First up is Graham Whittle, who watches off speed, hit the dirt for ball 1. Again, these games can end in a tie. I can't say that enough. So this game could end at 4-4. Oceanside wants to finish, not let that happen, but you got to go through Graham Whittle first. The 1-0 pitch. That ball hit hard up the middle. Second baseman goes over. Hamilton on the backhand makes the throw, makes the pick. What a play! Backhanded by Johnson at second. He throws over to first, and Bressman digs out the 1-hop. I thought it was going to get through. That ball died on the wet infield grass. I think if it did not rain earlier today, that ball would have gotten into center. Instead, it was a great play, and for out number 1 at that. Well, 2 down here, or 2 more out chance here for Bryce Gillette, the pitcher. Bryce had a decent day on the mound, but couldn't get it to go. The man who's usually a reliever swings at one in the dirt for strike 1. He tried to hold it up, though. Gillette usually played as a reliever. Instead, he had to go in and pitch today for a long time, and he got sort of got hit in the 3rd, but the 4th was his downfall. Give up 3 earned runs. That ball is low for ball 1 from the left-hander on the mound. Do the right-hander on the dish. Gillette is hitting 260 this year. Curveball high for ball 2. Gillette, the junior. So far this tournament, he comes in today hitting 2 for 6. That ball slapped into left field on a rope. That ball diving. No, it's not going to be the play, but free 1-hops it. Umpire correctly rules that a hit. And the first hit, and all the way back in the 3rd inning. This time goes to Bryce Gillette, who's now 1 for 2 today. Well, there is life here for Airport. A pitch hitter will be Justin Seitler. Again, the wind has been a factor. That ball may have been affected. It looked like it died right in front of the left fielder free, as it's coming hard right in from the outfield. Well, we're going to turn over to the sophomore, Justin Seitler. He's yet to appear in this tournament so far for Airport, and he comes up now with a big spot where tomorrow's not promised for these Eagles. They've got to win today or tie. And then if they don't win, Hope River Bluff can finish off business against Dorman, because they will hold a run rule over Oceanside and Dorman. That ball is inside ball 1 against the right-hander. So how that would work, the tiebreaker is runs allowed. Since Oceanside allowed a 12 spot to River Bluff in game 1, they are probably trailing in that category. Strike 1, fastball down the inside part of the zone. But as I was saying, since Oceanside allowed that 12 runs, they are dead last in that category in this whole tournament. Well, maybe besides Brooklyn Casey. Next pitch in there, well, gets away from the catcher, but not far enough to allow Gillette to move. Well, they are definitely dead last on their side. So barring River Bluff comes out and beats down Dorman, which would be good for either side. So they could also have a River Bluff killing Dorman, which is what Oceanside would want if River Bluff were to win. If Dorman wins, Oceanside will move on to tomorrow. If all 3 inside. If River Bluff wins, it's most likely going to be an Airport inclusion. Just depending on today, though, Airport still is chasing 4 and still has 2 outs here to work with. Klein will come on the lefty. Fastball catches the inside part of the zone. Strike 1, and the Seitler will have to be brought back in here for a full count. The after rain pollen is doing wonders for me right now, aka it's making my life miserable. Starting to get congested and hard to breathe. 3-2, pitch inside, caught, looking, strike 3. Now there's 2 down, and it's the 3rd strikeout from Klein today, who's now 1 out away from a complete game shutout here against the Eagles. Only man that stands in between him is Landon Jeffcoat, who singled twice this game. This kid's been on one. He was left stranded back at second in the 3rd. 2 down. Lefty on righty. Klein deals home. Outside ball 1 against the right-handed hitter. Well, the tying run is in the hole for Airport. They've yet to plate one across. They need to get some offense here. Jeffcoat will sky that one in the infield. Looks like it's the catcher, Scott Henry. Now he's going to pull everyone off and make the play in foul territory, and that should do it. That will do it. Airport wins this 5-inning contest, or Airport loses the 5-inning contest, rather. Oceanside Collegiate wins this 5-inning contest for their first win of the tournament. They move now to 1-2 on the tournament, 12-6 on the year. Airport, for the first time this year, drops back-to-back games. They fall to 16-3 after the loss here to the Land Sharks. It was a great showing from the lefty on the mound, Jake Klein, who looked absolutely dominant for these Land Sharks today. I mean, it was a beautiful outing. He only allowed 3 hits and gave up no earned runs off of 3 strikeouts. Well, now Oceanside and Airport will intensely look at the game at 6 o'clock. That game will be contested between River Bluff and Dormant. If River Bluff wins for the hopefully last time, it will be most likely an Airport win going to tomorrow, barring, that depends on how much they win by. If River Bluff wins by more than 12, or basically gets more than 12, then it will, I think it's Oceanside Collegiate that will advance, but do not correct me. Oceanside Collegiate, you are big Dorman fans now. If Dorman were to win tonight, you go to play tomorrow. That'll do it from me. I'm going to stop this stream. We're going to join me in the next one. It's going to be Brooklyn, Casey, and Miller right after this.